His pictures were the only documented photos of the maiden voyage of the Titanic. For legendsoffaith.org, I'm Rob Cutter. Frank came from a wealthy family in Ireland. He was the youngest of 8 kids. His mom died shortly after giving birth to Frank, and a few years later his dad died in a swimming accident, leaving his uncle to care for Frank and his siblings. After finishing high school, Frank went on a grand tour of Europe. Frank had an eye for taking beautiful pictures and ended up taking hundreds of photos on that trip. After his return to Ireland, he would go on to attend college at the Royal University and later would be ordained as a minister. After graduation, Frank had an opportunity to utilize his camera skills when he, along with his brother and uncle, went to Rome to meet the Pope. Frank would continue his studies in theology at the Royal University of Ireland. The following year, his uncle gave him a ticket for a cruise on the Titanic to sail from Southampton to Queenstown. He was booked in a first-class cabin. As Frank enjoyed the splendors of the beautiful ship, he would go on to take pictures of the gymnasium, the telegraph room, the first-class dining area, and a picture of his own cabin. He would capture photos of passengers enjoying their walks on the deck and children playing. When he sat down for dinner that evening, a wealthy American couple were also sitting at the same table. They exchanged pleasantries and carried on a great evening of conversation. They had such a good time that the American couple asked Frank to stay on board with them until they reached New York. Excited by the prospect, Frank told them that he rather doubts that his superiors would let him stay. Determined, the couple went to the Marconi room with Frank and sent a message requesting permission for Frank to stay on board. The telegram was sent to his superiors, and after arriving in Ireland, Frank had a message waiting for him. With some excitement, Frank opened up the message, and it read, "Get off that ship." So with that, Frank said his goodbyes to his new friends and walked to the exit doors of the Titanic. When word arrived days later of the sinking of the Titanic, Frank began developing his pictures and realizing how valuable his photographs were. His pictures were the only documented photos of the maiden voyage of the Titanic. He ended up selling his photographs to various newspapers and publications throughout the world. The Titanic sinking catapulted Frank's photos to international attention. Frank furthered his studies in theology, and from there he went on to become a military chaplain. While serving in World War I, Frank was injured 5 different times. After his recovery, he would continue his love affair with the camera. When World War II was in full swing, he again would enlist his service as a chaplain, but his wishes were denied due to his previous injuries from World War I. When he was on the Titanic, Frank took about 80 photographs, including the last one of the ship's captain, Edward Smith. The photos of that once magnificent ship, taken by Father Francis Brown, are the only photos of the maiden voyage of the Titanic. In the years after the sinking, Francis Brown knew it was divine intervention that got him off that ship that day. He would often think about the time when he was ordered off the Titanic and walking through those exit doors, and minutes later, grabbing his Polaroid camera for that final picture of the Titanic sailing into the sunset. For more stories like this and for ways to donate, visit us at legendsoffaith.org.